Therefore, even for the most highly educated person on the mundane plane, it is impossible to get out of the entanglement of Maya simply by theoretical knowledge or by separating the soul from the body. There are many so-called spiritualists who outwardly pose to be advanced in the science, but inwardly or privately are completely under the particular modes of material nature, which they are unable to surpass. Academically, one may be very learned, but because of his long association with material nature, he is in bondage. Krishna consciousness helps one to get out of this material entanglement even though one may be engaged in his prescribed duties. Therefore, without being fully in Krishna consciousness, no one should suddenly give up his prescribed duties and become so called yogis or transcendentalists artificially. It is better to be situated in one's position, and to try to attain Krishna consciousness under superior training. Thus one may be freed from the clutches of Maya. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So again Krishna is bringing back the theme of this chapter by how he started this chapter itself from the Arjuna's argument that he don't want to fight, he don't want to perform his duty. And Krishna explained in the beginning of this chapter that everybody has to perform some work or other according to their nature, according to their inclination. So we, in the beginning, as we discussed, he described that we are all meant to do something as we have a particular desire, a particular kind of inclination, particular nature, particular kind of skill or talent. So we cannot artificially go away with it. We cannot artificially give it up. We have to properly utilize it for the service of the Lord, for higher prescribed duties, for sacrificing it, for performing his own activity for the cause of sacrifice for the higher purpose. Then slowly he'll be able to purify himself. So that's what Krishna explained in the initial verses of this chapter. And he also explained that why we should perform those duties, because we have been indebted by so many superior of to so many superior beings who have helped us the way we are today. So I cannot say I was being born like this, that much of old and with that kind of skill set, with that kind of let's say I'm able to do something today. It is not only because of my own endeavor. There have been a lot of supporting system around which has been helping me in different timings, and so I cannot say whatever I get by the result of activity today, it all belongs to me. I cannot claim that. That's what Krishna has been explaining in these initial verses. And here again, Krishna is reminding Arjuna of same concept, same philosophy. So he says, Sadrasham chestate swasya prakate jnanvan apihi. Prakatim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyati. He says, Prakatim yanti bhutani. Prakati means under the modes of material nature. Yanti bhutani. Yanti bhutani means these people, these living entities, are always under the control of Prakriti, are always under the modes of material nature. And because of that reason, he says that Sadrasham chestate swasya prakrate jnanvan api. Even the man of a knowledge, even the man who understands everything with theoretical knowledge, even if he tries to oppose this, that no, I know everything and I will not be under the mode of material nature. I know these gunas, I know Bhagavad Gita, I know so many philosophy, I know so many concepts of Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. So does that mean he becomes free from his own nature? Does that mean he becomes free from the influence of material nature? No, he does not become that. So Krishna says even a man of knowledge acts according to his own desire, according to his own nature. Because everyone follows his nature, because everybody is under the modes of material nature. So Krishna is finally concluding, so what will repression accomplish? So if you don't try to act according to your prescribed duty, if you don't act according to the modes of material nature you are bounded to, then you are simply creating repression. Repression means you desire to do something but forcefully you are holding yourself. So it means Arjuna's quality as a Kshatriya was to fight, and Krishna is telling that forcefully why you are holding your ability to fight. You should fight because you are meant to be fighting. So that's what Krishna is explaining here, that what will repression accomplish. It gives the same sense which we discuss in 5th verse of this chapter. There Krishna explained that he says all men are forced to act helplessly according to the impulses bonds of material nature. Therefore, no one can refrain from doing something, not even for a moment. There we understood how soul is always active, and soul requires some sort of enjoyment or other for constantly be able to live in this world. Cannot be inactive even for a moment. The same sense of understanding Krishna is bringing here, that what would repression accomplish, because anyways you have acquired a particular kind of nature, so you cannot give it up just like that. So that is what it means. And this verse brings out a lot of deep understanding and a lot of deep contextual understanding and deep meaning for us to understand many principles of this according to this verse, and what we can practically apply so that we are not repressing ourselves. So in this verse there is a reference given of 7th chapter 14th verse in the Bhagavad Gita itself, where Krishna has said that I'll open that verse. Krishna says, Devi Esha Gunamai Mama Maya Durattaya Mam Evaye Prapadante Maya Metam Tarantite. In this verse he has explained that Devi Hi Esha Gunamai Mama Maya Durattaya. He explains this Devi, he Gunamai, this material nature is comprising of 3 modes of material nature. He explains that this divine energy of mine consisting of 3 modes of material nature. Devi Esha Gunamai. It is Gunamai. It is full of gunas. It is full of 3 modes of material nature. And is it easy to overcome? Okay, nature has some gunas, but I can overcome it. But Krishna says here, Mama Maya Duratya. It's very difficult to overcome. So Krishna has already declared in the Bhagavad Gita that this nature of mine is very powerful and it's very difficult to overcome. So do you think you can just like it overcome? And you just by holding onto yourself of not doing your activities, of trying to shun away from your duty, can you just like that be left out? No, it's very difficult, Krishna is telling in the Bhagavad Gita. So what does that mean? That if it's very difficult, then what is the hope for me? And how does this repression develop itself? So let us first understand how does this repression develops, so that we understand the problem better and we can find its solution. So what happens is that since we are cut off from Krishna, since we are away from Krishna in this present moment in time, and there is an intrinsic quality of a soul to be always desiring. It is very important quality of a soul, that desire is very much connected to living force. And since soul is living force, so this faculty of desire is connected to spirit soul. So since I am not connected to Krishna, so my desires is also not connected to Krishna. And my desires are all disconnected from Krishna. And what are these desires which are disconnected from Krishna? It is of different egos, different false egos. If I am a businessman, I have a desire to accomplish a great business. If I am any of this scientist, my desire is to create great research. If I am a philosopher, my desire is to write big philosophy. If I am a musician, my desire is to create a wonderful music. If I am, even if I am not, then even if I see some musician, if I see some singer, then I develop this desire. Oh, I also wants to sing nicely. Even though I am not singer, but still when we see that how much fame, how much name a singer gets, how much luxurious living a singer gets by singing, how much fan following a singer gets by singing, I also may develop that desire. Oh, I also want to sing. I also want to sing, and I also wants to be a great singer. So the moment you think like this, that desire get stored in your mind, that desire get captured in your consciousness, in your subconscious mind. So like that, we have some desire what we want to develop in future of that particular egos, and we have already some desire which we want to have of current egos in my current uh, situation. But what happens that I don't get opportunity to fulfill all my desires. I have desire, but I may not be able to fulfill it always, and all of them keep getting stored in my chitta, in my subconscious mind. And over a period of time, if I am not able to fulfill those desire, and I don't have capability to fulfill those desires, then what happens? I start repressing them. Oh, I wanted to live in a mansion, but now I don't have money, so I cannot live. So let me repress this desire. Let me go away with this desire. But that desire is still there. Is it still there? It has not gone away. By you simply shunning away, or you simply forcing yourself not to think of it, does not mean it's not there, or does not mean it is not going to affect me in future. So like that, we have developed millions and millions of desires in the past we have created, and all of them are stored in our subconscious mind. And knowingly or unknowingly, I have been trying to repress them. Maybe I had desire that I want to be very successful in XYZ domain, but because of something or other, I am not able to develop it. So what we are doing, we are repressing it. If you are not able to fulfill it, then what option do we have? There are some people who try to forcefully fulfill their desire and they become criminal. Some good people, they don't want to do all those kind of acts and they continue to repress them. That what Krishna is telling here. Nigrahe kim karishyati. What will this repression accomplish? Then what do I do? Krishna is telling don't repress them and I cannot fulfill them. Then what is the solution for me? And I have been stocked so many desires in my subconscious mind. I have to deal with all of them because they are there and they'll keep coming at different timings. It is said there is a concept known as guna kala karma, which is very famous in Krishna conscious understanding. It means that we understand this guna. Guna means three modes of material nature, and karma. Karma means uh, if anything is to be successful, it is to be sanctioned by my karma. And kala. Kala means time. So all my karmas are stored and they keep fructifying at different times. So you can combine these three factors like that. That karma, kala is there. Kala means time, timeline. Now today I am 27-year-old. After 5 years I will be 32-year-old. After 8 years I will be 40-year-old. It's a timeline, the time scale, time axis you can see. In the time axis, it is already been set up that once you become 32, that kind of karma is going to fructify. And that karma is going to put you in one kind of guna. Because if that karma had to fructify, you have to be in a particular kind of guna. Means you have to be in particular kind of mode to be able to fulfill those desires of the past. And karma is nothing. What will come at the age of 32? What kind of karma I'll be performing at the age of 32? What kind of reaction from the nature I'll be getting according to my karma is rooted in desire. I had desire in one point of time that I want to become very rich person. Let's say for an instance, and you wanted to become a rich man, so nature start guiding you. Okay, you want to become a rich man, but you cannot become a rich man if you don't have sufficient punya karma. So nature will keep inspiring you to keep cultivating those punya karmas. And once you acquire sufficient punya karma, then nature will say, okay, in this lifetime you can be very rich. And that richness will come to you at the age of 32. Let's say for instance, let's say 40 or 45 or 55, whatever. So now what will happen is, in that scale of time, as soon as I become 32, I will start having intense desire to become very rich. Although till the age of 32 that desire was not there, but as soon as I turn 32, I will start having very intense desire to become very rich. And the situation will be around you will be like that you would be able to successfully establish some business, and you will be able to have a lot of clients, and you will be able to earn a lot of money. And for that you have to be very aggressive, you have to be very passionate. So mode of passion will be influencing you for that. It is just about becoming rich, it is a good thing. It can be about even becoming negative also. It can be that at the point when I reach the age of 40, then my desire of becoming rich may fades away and my other desire may take over. That now I want to do philanthropy. That is my desire. Okay, you want to do philanthropy, you want to help other people, okay, help it. So at the age of 40, something will trigger in you which will make you more charitable. And to be in charitable mode, you have to be in Sattva Guna. So Sattva Guna will keep influencing you. So it is only interplay of this guna, these qualities of forces of material nature, my karma, and time. At what time my karma will fructify. And all of these are rooted only in one thing, that is desire. It is because of desire nature inspired me to do particular kind of karma, to accumulate those punya karma. Then at one point of time I was being given those fruits of that punya karma by getting inspired by one kind of guna. This entire chain is being influenced only by one thing, which is desire. So like that I have created millions and millions of desires, and I have to face them one after another in so many millions of lifetimes. Next, if I don't understand situation properly now, then lifetime after lifetime different kinds of desire will keep coming in. At the same time we'll keep making so many online desires also. Some of your previous desires will come, or some today also you'll be desiring something. So all this will keep adding, and you have to keep taking different twists and turns in your life to keep fulfilling those desires. And if I am not able to, then repression will happen. So how to get relief from this repression? How to get relief from this heavy burden which I have created on my head? Now this is a big question in itself. And Krishna also gives the solution in the same verse, in the 7.14. In that verse he says, Mam evai prapadante maya metam tarantite. It means, Mam evai prapadante, if you surrender to me, maya metam tarantite, you will be able to cross over it. It means if we surrender to Krishna, if we start becoming more and more Krishna conscious, if we start again dovetailing my real faculty of be able to desire for Krishna, then automatically that will keep burning all your other repressed desires. So it is said that to be able to relieve ourselves from this repression of millions and millions of desires, we have to renovate ourselves by reformation. To be able to get relief from this repression, we have to renovate ourselves by reformation of our desire. And how does this happen? How do we reform ourselves? By renovating our existence. By again, renovation means having new existence. You renovate your house means you make your house new, and it get reformed after becoming new. So we can get relief from this repression by renovating our life for reformation. It means I have to take some step now. I have to go ahead with certain mindset. And how does this happen? There's a beautiful story which will exemplify this principle. Known as this story is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we'll understand this story and we'll try to understand how do we relieve ourselves from this repression, which we have been this monster which we have created on our head. So what happens once there was one hunter known as Mrigari hunter, and the speciality of this hunter was that he would half kill the animal. It means he will not kill the animal completely, he will half kill the animal, and he will let them flip around in the pain and let them die slowly. So once Narad Muni was passing by that area, and he saw what this person is doing, this such a heinous act. Has that person become mad that he is not killing them full and killing them half and making them suffer more? What's going on in the mind of this person? Let me go and help him, because these animal are suffering like anything. Because he knew that if a person don't stop eating meat or don't stop killing animal, he cannot advance in spiritual development. That's the first principle of being able to advance, that you have to stop eating meat and stop killing animal. He knew this principle and he tried approaching Mrigari hunter. Then he asked, why are you killing them half? Why don't you kill them fully? Then he asked, that Mrigari hunter says, I don't know. I thought that it is good if I kill them half. I'm not killing them completely. So I feel it is good to kill them half and to not take that burden upon me to kill them fully. Then no, it is not good. It is more sinful if you give more pain to animal than killing them fully. Then he said, I don't know about all this phenomena, because what I have been seeing my father doing, same thing I am continuing. Then because of association with Narad Muni, his heart start changing. In the sense that because he came under the influence of pure devotee like Narad Muni, his heart started changing and he started questioning, then what should I do? How should I stop doing this sinful act? The person who didn't knew anything about sinful activities and that what is more sinful, what is less sinful, now at least he had come to the point of asking from Narad Muni that what should I do? Then Narad Muni says, you do one thing, you give up this business of killing animal altogether and you don't kill them at all. Then he becomes worried, then what will I do? What will happen to me? How will I earn my food? Because I have to eat, I'll die if I don't. This is my only business. Then he says, don't worry, I'll make all the arrangement for you. Then again, because of that influence of that pure energy, pure divine energy around him, his mind starts changing. His desires start changing. He told, okay, let me give up this desire of killing those animals and let me follow what Narad Muni says. And slowly, then he says, okay, you do one thing, I'll make arrangement for your livelihood. You only make one hut, you sell everything, you give whatever you have earned till now in charity, you just distribute it to poor people. Yourself and your wife should go to one hut and should chant in front of Tulsi Maharani Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then he says, okay, I'll follow you. Then having developed conviction on the words of Narad Muni, because of the powerful influence of Narad Muni, he started doing it. Start chanting in front of Tulsi Maharani. And this news spread all around the village. Oh, this Mrigari hunter had become a great saint now. So it is a custom that whenever we go to temple, we go to meet some saintly person, we carry some gifts along with us. So all the villagers start carrying gifts of grains or rice or fruits and so many things. Then Mrigari start thinking, oh, this Narada Muni is sending all these people with all those fruits, all those foodstuffs. Then he becomes very happy and becomes completely convinced that yes, I'll be taken care of now. And all the more he start getting so much of other food stuff that he start distributing it to other by offering it to Krishna. Then he start changing, his hearts completely get transformed. And then once again Narad Muni was passing by near place. Then he thought, let me again go and meet my this disciple along with Parvat Muni. Then they happened to come nearby hut of Mrigari hunter. Then seeing Narad Muni coming to his place, he becomes very happy and jubilant, and he start going approaching toward Narad Muni. Then while approaching Narad Muni, he was jumping. He was jumping. Then again he's walking for some place. Again he's jumping. Again he's walking. Again he's jumping. So Narad Muni asks, "Why are you jumping and coming to me? Why don't you come straight away?" Then this Migari hunter says, because these ant I don't want to hurt. That's why I'm jumping and coming to you. I don't want to kill them. So you can imagine to what extent his desire to hurt other animal has gone, that he didn't have that least desire even to hurt an ant, small ant, wherein at the first place he was having desire to half kill the animal. So from this story we can understand, if we remain under the influence of devotees, under the influence of pure devotees, then our heart will start changing. It is known as sadhu sangha technically. So if we have this sadhu sangha, then by the influence of this sadhu sangha we'll start bhajan kriya. Bhajan kriya means hearing Krishna's word, chanting Krishna's name. Like Mrigari hunter started chanting Krishna's name in front of Tulsi Maharani because of influence by Narad Muni. Then what happened? Anartha nivritti. Anartha nivritti means all the unwanted desire from your heart will start going away. These two principles are very important, that we we remain in the sadhu sangha, we remain in the devotees association, and we do bhajan kriya, we perform devotion service. If we follow these two principles, automatically all those desires will be vanished from our heart, and will be relief of this great repression, this mountain which is there in our heart, and we'll be able to renovate and reform ourselves. So with this small understanding we'll conclude here. If anybody have any doubt, any questions,